This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services.
A lot of firms out there say they will do tax planning, say they will do Social Security planning and RMD planning, and typically they just do investment management. They want your money.
You've worked hard your whole life to earn and save. Now you need a plan to make that money work hard for you.
Where do you stand today with your retirement accounts, with your insurance, with Social Security, RMDs, taxes, all of it? This is how we need to think. We need to think outside of the box on these matters.
Abe is here to help you unlock the keys to your retirement.
People seem to have a strong feeling about Bitcoin and all the other forms of cryptocurrency that we seem to be hearing more and more about. Some think it's nothing but a scam, while others are confident that it's a good investment. So U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, she falls into the latter camp and tells CNBC that crypto should actually be a part of everyone's retirement portfolio.
I encourage people to buy and hold. I encourage them to say Bitcoin for their retirement, for their future. And that's because as the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars, there's no way that we cannot debase the value of the U.S. dollar.
So it sounds like she's arguing that Bitcoin can serve as a hedge against inflation. But does that sound reasonable to you, Abe? What are the questions you're answering about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
Well, as you know, Heather, we only work with people that are just about to retire and just into retirement. So, when you're 55, 60, 65, 70, hopefully you don't have a large holding, a large percentage of your portfolio in crypto because it is very speculative.
Yeah.
It is very risky and it goes up and down by like 5 to 10% per day. It's all over the place because it's not fully known yet and not fully established, and there are just so many unknowns, which is why it's not stable. However, many people do believe it'll be around long term, and so we want to take a look at it. And, that lady that mentioned that in the clip is right. It could be used kind of as a digital gold. And we know that gold is valuable, when the dollar isn't, and that it can hedge against inflation. So maybe it could be viewed as and used as in the future as a digital gold.
Okay.
And as a way to hedge against inflation. So I think it's something we need to consider. But I can tell you for most of our clients, if they own any crypto, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the coin is, it's probably going to be 5% or less of their portfolio, and probably more like 1% or less.
Okay.
Maybe they're dabbling a little bit, right?
Yep.
So we just had a gentleman call in actually, and he's got a pretty large holding of his portfolio in crypto. He's really kind of all in and really believes that it is going to come to fruition and work out. And he also has his largest holding, which is almost his entire portfolio, in one company stock.
Wow.
So here's a gentleman that's almost 60 that wants to retire in the next few years, and he is literally all in hundreds of thousands of dollars on one company stock and crypto.
Okay.
And really hoping that this is going to work out. So it is a gamble.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking to him about it, but he's very sold on holding these positions, at least for the next few years, because he really believes they're going to work out. So we kind of gave him our perspective and our view on that. And obviously the problem is that, like everyone says, not to have all your eggs in one basket. Well, this gentleman's eggs are almost in just two baskets, literally one stock, one company stock, and then crypto. And he's got about $500,000 and all literally in these two asset classes.
Okay.
So that's a problem, right? Our eggs aren't diversified. They're all in one basket, really two baskets.
Yeah.
And we know that it's a total toss-up. It's a total gamble. And this is either going to work out amazingly, or it might work out okay, or it could be awful. The outcome of this in the next few years could be not what he wants. And so we made some recommendations and we said, hey, if we were to work together, this is what we would recommend doing, because you're only a few years away from retiring. He is 59, 60. He does want to retire in the next few years. He lives in Fairfax and he's got, a little over $500,000 saved. And for him in his situation, it is enough, but he's really, kind of throwing the dice out there and hoping this works out. So we did make recommendations, and those recommendations were, hey, look, you need to start de-risking these positions. You've got to start, spreading these eggs around. We recommended diversifying, recommended de-risking the portfolio instead of essentially gambling.
Okay.
Because when we have a plan, Heather, there's a lot we can't control, but when we have a plan, there is a lot we can control.
Got it.
And we have no idea where stock market returns are going to go in the future. We have no idea where taxes are going to go in the future, although we have a good idea. But we can control a lot. One of those things when it comes to your risk and how much risk you're taking is that is something we can control. As a matter of fact, we use investment software. Our investment advisors use it. It's called Riskalyze, and it gives you a speed limit and it gives you a risk score. And you can see the expenses in the funds. You can see your potential annual returns, the potential losses, the dividends, the potential annual return, all these things. So you have a true compass check and you know the pros and cons can actually decide, hey, this is a great investment strategy that I have, or I should either increase my risk or decrease my risk, but you won't know until you actually have that assessment ran for you.
Right.
So that's what we recommend, taking advantage of that, as this gentleman did, whether you decide to make a change or not. Having this plan run for you, a portfolio x-ray, an investment and risk analysis can be huge, and it can really help you to make decisions as you approach retirement and are headed into retirement.
So cryptocurrency aside, there are a lot of bigger picture questions a lot of us are asking. Some retirees have a hard time just simply enjoying themselves because they're constantly worrying about running out of money. AIG's Todd Solesh says, taking the time to design a good financial plan will allow you to focus on the things that really matter.
It comes down really to two things. People want to spend time with their family, and they want to do meaningful work, which isn't necessarily what they did pre-retirement. But those two things really matter a lot to folks. And having a financial plan will help you avoid worrying about that. And instead, you can worry about, how much sugar did my dad feed to my kids, and when do they need to come home to me, and doing the kinds of things that they love.
That's, of course, what we all want to be doing, the things that we love in our retirement years. Abe, how do you help clients find this freedom to enjoy this phase of life then?
Well, Heather, because part of a retirement plan should really be a lifestyle plan,
Okay.
right? Like we spend so much time in the DC metro area working so hard to accumulate everything we need for retirement. And most of the people that we meet with, Heather, have done a fantastic job of accumulating. They have this big bucket of money, this big nest egg, typically between $1 million to $3 million for most people that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s in this area. So, but the real issues are, and the real, I would say, challenges are, is this mindset shift that we have to have in terms of going from accumulating and getting up that retirement mountain to now decumulating and coming down, descending down that retirement mountain into retirement. And so this shift we have to have, or should have, it goes from growth to income, or just from growth to growth and income, where we can start spending and enjoying the money we've worked so hard for. And very few people talk about that. And that's why so many people want to come to see us, because they say, hey, Abe and the team, we have all this stuff. Help us put it together. So we just had a lady call in, and she was exactly what I just described. Now, she's 68. She lives in Sterling, Virginia. She's got $1 million saved. She's won the game in terms of accumulation and what she has saved, but she needed a distribution plan.
Got it.
A written retirement income plan, which could help her turn this bucket of cash and investments into an income generating plan that she could spend and enjoy without the fear of running out.
Right.
So that's exactly what we did for her, Heather. We put together a Where Do I Stand plan. That is a GPS and retirement roadmap. And for the first time in her life, she had a plan that she was able to follow with us, where she could see her Social Security, her annuities, her pensions, her rental income, her stock market income, adjusted for inflation the rest of her life. And it's only until you get one of those done and then factor in everything you want to do in retirement, the plan can help you meet everything you want to do in retirement, that lifestyle plan.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit retirementkeyradio.com and join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 2 p.m. on WMAL.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NPM number 7703575.